Okay, so we're going to talk about Google My Maps and how to put all this together here real quick. Um, First to start off with, first thing you want to do is get some prep work done. So you're going to need some pieces of media, whether it's like 4 images, videos, an icon, pen. Make sure you have your correct NAP information, which is your name, address, phone number that you would use in citations. You can usually pull this from your Google My Business listing to make sure that it's the same in each one. You'll want to have a description that includes some important keywords about your business, and then some citation URLs like Yelp, Foursquare, Facebook, Google My Business URLs, and then maybe some other relevant URLs like a location page on your website or menu page, careers page, those type of things. So get those, push pause, come back when you have them, and we'll start the next process. Okay, we're back, and now that you have that information, we are going to optimize the media. So you can actually optimize the back end of an image. They call it Exif Data, and you've got some options there for title, subtitle, tags, comments, and actually Geo Location. I use a software called Image Geotagger, and I'll have a link to it in the description in case it's something you want to do. You can do bulk images at the same time, so that way you're entering the NAP information once and it'll apply it to all of them and add a geo information on there. So I'm just going to pull up an image here. I've got one, best hamburger restaurant in Wichita, if that's the keyword we're targeting. And under properties, you're going to see there's my file name. If I hit the details tab, then you're going to see other things like other keywords that I put in here. You can give yourself 5 stars. That's really the only time Google says, hey, it's okay to do that. And then you're going to add some tags, keywords that are important. And then in the comments section, you can see I have that NAP information. Name, address, exactly it is in Google My Business, phone number, and I've got a URL down there as well to that page. So now that you have that, let's go into creating a map. So you're going to visit google.com/mymaps and log in, and then click create a map in the top left hand corner. Okay, so now that you have a map ready, there's some different elements to it. You're going to have a title, and it'll currently say Untitled Map, and you'll click on the 3 little dots to change that title, and you'll also have a description which can be changed by clicking those 3 dots next to the title, and then you can just take that content that you have ready and paste it in there. You've also got some layers, and you can click on 3 dots to change the name of the layer, and you can add locations. And so I'm going to pull up one that I've already done just to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. Now here I've got my title already, which is Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, and I've added Wichita, Kansas to this keyword because these are all locations for Wichita. Now you can create this for just a single location, and you can put, so for example, Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, and it may be Rock Road since there's a location there. And that's how you can kind of identify which location you're doing. You can see I've already pasted a description in here, and I would of course change the keywords, because if this is Wichita, then I'm going to go ahead and make sure and use Wichita, Kansas. And you get the idea with that. So I've got a good description in there. Now the next part of it that we talked about was the NAP information. You want to make sure you have that. So I'm going to click Save. And you can see I've already got 5 locations in here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how you would choose. Oops, I got to reload the page. Give me 1 second here. Okay, I've got this working again. So let's go back and work where we were. I'm going to pull the map back up, and you can see if you go into search box and you search for a location or search for a business, and I'm just going to put Freddy's Frozen Custard Wichita. You can see these little green icons pop up, and those show actual locations. And all I did before was click on the little plus signs, and then that's going to add them to these layers right here, which you can see on this layer I titled Wichita Restaurant Locations. Okay, so since I've already added them, I'm going to go ahead and remove them. And we're just going to base this off of doing one here real quick. I think I can go in and delete these now. Let me see here. I'm hoping I can, yeah, there we go. We'll leave that one there. Actually, we'll leave the 21st Street. So I'm going to delete my other ones off here. And we're just going to make this for the 21st Street. So, editing. Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. And 21st Street, Wichita. That's the one we're going off of. So now I need the name, address, phone number information, which you should have already. I'm just going to pull it off here for short time being. And I'm going to copy that. I'm going to put it right above my description. And remember, you need the name too. So, Freddy's. Okay, correct name. Correct address. Website. You don't necessarily have to have the +1, not a big deal there. So we'll just leave that like that. Got that. I've got the description in there, and you can see if you go down it's going to be further. Included some pretty important keywords. Now, these URLs in here are actually going to be do follow, and that's very important to be able to get a nice link from Google. You could always change this if you want now, since we're only doing one location. Freddy's, or you could change it to hamburgers restaurants if you want to. Use another keyword in there. Just as an idea. Get a nice keyword. Now you can add your content in here. So as you can see, I can click, change pin colors. I can click right here and add images or videos. So I'm going to go in here and let's see, you can do them from many different places, but I'm just going to go from my photos, and we'll just add this one just as an example. So you can take it straight from that Google My Business listing, or you can do image searches on your Google Drive, any of that, or you can upload one, and we'll upload. So in my pictures, I should have a Freddy's folder. And it's in another area. I'm just going to grab one from here for the example. And it will upload it. You can do the same thing with a YouTube video, but they'll all be based right in here. And so now you've embedded images into this map, which is a great thing. And you can add some more details in the description here. So if you want to give, Freddy's is often voted best burger restaurant in Wichita, Kansas. Or you could put any other awards or anything like that that you've been given there. Okay. So I am done with that part of it, and I've added all those details. So let's go to some other elements that you can do. Oh, let's go to the icon. So you can click on here, and in the style, you can add icons. And you can see I've already added this cone icon here, and I've optimized that also with the details for the geotagging. Once you have that done, I'm going to go to other things that you can do, which is you can create driving directions, Google links. There's a shortener, of course. So let's go to some driving directions. And so up here on the top bar you have some options, and you can see this one right here says actually add directions. So I'm going to click that, and it's going to put another layer on here. So the layer I'm going to call this, because this is another very heavily trafficked area, I'm going to say New Market Square. directions from New Market Square in Wichita. You'll see that pop up there. It says it's driving, and I actually want New Market Square. You can see. And now I'm going to say Freddy's. And actually, maybe I'll just click this. Let's see if that does it. Yep, there we go. So now I've created even some driving directions to this location. And you could do this from a few different ones. If you want to do it, say, from the zoo or from local universities, wherever you're likely to get some decent traffic from, make sure and add those in. The next step is the Google Shortener, but actually before we have to do that, we have to share and make this so it's public. So you can go in, click the share button, and I've already changed this so it's public on the web. It will be default private, so once I have it public, I'll have a URL up here. You can copy that URL, and we're going to index it before we go and shorten it. So what I'll do is I'm going to go to google.com/submit your content. Click on add your URL. I'll paste that in there. Tell them I'm not a robot. And submit it. Now that should get it indexed within just a couple minutes usually, and sometimes it's been like 30 seconds it's indexed. But now I'm going to go, because I want to add a little more authority to this, goo.gl, and I want you to take that URL that you just got and you want to shorten it. So there, now you have a shortened URL, and we can go back in and let's send Google to come crawl that one too. Now you want to keep track of these on a spreadsheet, so maybe it's just location and map URL, all those details. We do have a couple other things we can do with this after. We can look at, made that map public. Now we can look at getting this embed code, and then you can use this stuff on your Google My Business page. Go and put that URL on there, and the driving directions, that helps too. And then other social profiles you may want to do. And we talked about the submit your content and directly there from Google Drive. So let's grab this embed code real quick. And now you can kind of customize this embed code. So here in the share, I think is where it was. I'm going to look and make sure. Okay, so the embed code, if you go up here and click these three little dots right by the title there, you're going to see an embed on my site. And it's going to be at a default 640 by 480 iframe. So you can take that and change it to whatever height and width that you would like and embed that directly on there. And so that's how you create a Google My Map. And they've done pretty good for SEO. Not only do they get indexed and get views, like you can see this one has 72 views, but it does help in the SEO efforts because Google trusts its own properties. That's it for this lesson on Google My Maps. Thanks.